This time on Woody's Garage. Have we reached a verdict on the CL90?
Well, good morning. Back on the CL90 today. I have been working on it. I haven't been videotaping it because I've really had a lack of progress on it, and I was getting kind of redundant failures, and those aren't very interesting. But what I've done is I put the other head and cylinder on that I had. They were standard bore, and I ran a compression test and it was about the same. I was a little disappointed, but I tried to start it. It started up and it started leaking oil like heck, and I realized that it was missing that that pin locator with the washer on it. I'll show you that in a second. And so I tore it down and I'm putting it back together, and I'm going to try it again today, just for the heck of it. This is a piece I'm talking about right here. This pin locator, it's got a piece of rubber around it, like it's kind of like an O-ring. It just fits in there. That was missing, so it was oozing oil out of that. So hopefully we won't be oozing oil, and the compression will come way up. I don't know why it would come up because of this, but I haven't checked it, but let's see what happens. Comical. Kicking this thing is a workout. Well, that really sounded terrific. Let me look at it a little bit. So I said I had it set exactly up to the line and stuff. I've advanced it this far, or is it retarded it this far? Don't know, but let's try that. Put the choke on about halfway. Well, you can certainly hear misfires, so that might not be right. Yeah, I did not set the timing. Maybe we should do that. Once again, I find the timing like way off. This blade is just like wanked. Why is that? I mean, I swear I got everything lined up right, but maybe not. That's about as close as I've gotten. So what the hell, we'll just try it like this. That was a show. Yeah, I still got a little oil leaking out of it. Obviously something's not right. The rings seem to fit pretty tight in the cylinder. Could be the valves. Oh, brother. Well, it's a guessing game. I mean, the right thing to do would be to get a new piston and a cylinder board. And unfortunately, I don't really have the cash to do that now. But there's a swap meet coming up, Rice-A-Rama, and I'm hoping, yeah, I'll just find a perfectly running S90 engine for 50 bucks someplace. I doubt it, but I have to think that way now because I'm the budget backyard mechanic. Okay, well, we gave it a shot. I don't think I'm going to start it again with it running like that. It was kind of funny though. So this time when I put that engine together, I added this little O-ring, which I've never put in there before. I've never really noticed it before. And I found it in my pack of gaskets. And I'm not even sure if it was the right thing, but I'm wondering if, putting that in there deprived it of oil getting back or flowing back. And that's going into the valves. And the valves are not returning their oil. So they put it in the head. I mean, does any of that make sense? Now I got viewers on this, but nobody chiming in. So, I just don't really know. What the heck is that? Looks like an O-ring. I've never put an O-ring or anything on this before. Oh, brother. I guess I gotta check into that too. Yeah, proof I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And one thing I kind of find surprising is that the oil that dripped out from around the head region is pretty black, and I mean it's got clean oil in it. So, is this just the old oil suddenly circulating through that came up through the oil pump or something? I don't really know. Okay, I decided to take out that O-ring. Wherever the hell I placed it. Where did I place it? I thought it was up here. Yeah, it's right there. It's right here. Was it causing problems? As Bill on the Honda 90 list said, that like if it needed this, there's like a groove in there. And I don't see one offhand, but I don't have my glasses on either. Just a sec. Now there's some room in there. There's definitely some room. You can see how I can move it around. But it doesn't look like there's really a place for this. So I'm going to take this out. And I'm going to run the engine again and see if I get all that smoke. I mean, that was just so spectacular. I think I decided to kind of like stop for a while, but that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, we just got to torque these down, and I found one washer that is copper, and I think I remember right that this one did require a copper washer. I'm not quite sure why, but it is copper. squeak. Not the same. Well, where'd that come from? Oh, not much of an improvement there, that's for sure. You know, it ran better before with the old jug and cylinder on it, but it was low compression. One thing Bill mentioned on the Honda S90 Yahoo group was that the locating pins are actually different sizes. So if you got one in that's too big, it's going to keep it from clamping it down and getting the compression. So I'm wondering if that's possibly it. Okay, I pushed the timing around, ran it a couple more times. It's I think I ran a tiny bit smoother, but not really. It looks like it's getting hot too. I mean, lots of smoke. I don't think it's just burning off oil. And the last run it started to not smoke as much as that comical amount, but it smoked a lot. So this thing is, I mean, it's just not right. Okay, I'm back on the CL90 and I'm tearing it down once again. We're going back to the original cylinder and head that was on this engine. As I'm taking this apart, one thing Bill on the Yahoo Group's S90 site said that these pins here, these locating pins, are different sizes. Now by the looks of this one, I mean that looks like maybe it should be longer. Maybe. So something that's suspect. I'm going to take these out and look at what I have for locating dowels and measure them up. Now we also have the pins, this one here and one right below it. So two on this side, which is the opposite side of the cam chain. And I kind of wanked the gasket pulling it out, it looks like. Although this side where you see the patch job I did with Permatex Gold Seal or whatever the stuff is, that was already ripped. I didn't think it was a problem because it was on the outside. Might have been a problem. I don't really know. But these are the pins anyway. The cylinder looks fine. It doesn't look like it's scored up anymore, like there was a problem with that. It was just... If you didn't watch the video, it was like 70 psi, which was even lower than the original cylinder. But, you know, after doing the reading, I'm wondering if these dowel pins are keeping it from tightening up all the way. They're too long, you know, it's not going to work. Okay, with the bottom gasket off, the base gasket off, you can see everything a lot clearer. You can see like a green gasket or something in there, which is very strange. And I'm wondering if this is that O-ring that Bill was talking about that I saw on the schematic, or what. I mean, it's very strange. And those the locating pins don't seem to want to pull out easily from here. And you can see this one, how it barely makes it out of the cylinder. You know, that looks like that's probably should be longer. So I've pulled it out of the cylinder, and that's how deep it goes in, and that's how much was sticking out. Shouldn't it be kind of congruent on both sides? I'm not really sure. Let me look at the head. Okay, lightly tapping that into the head, that's how far in it goes, which is pretty far. And you saw how much was sticking out with that O-ring. So that pin may need to be longer. Is that a source of compression being a problem, or is that just an oil leak problem? Now it's going to start getting confusing. Here's the original cylinder. That's the one I just took off. This is the original. If you look at this one, see how high this one stands. Let's pull it out there and see the difference in size. I mean, this one looks like it is a much better fit. Oh, yes indeed. Now this one, that's a small one. This one's the larger one. I'm going to say this trying not to confuse myself or you. But the big one, this was always in there. This one I believe I added. I think I just found one, thought it was right, threw that rubber ring around it and stuck it in there. But I think this is the one that belongs probably in both of them. Now the original cylinder is the heavy cylinder. The one that I had on there is very light. So this one's a cast iron, I guess, that we're going to put back on. Here it is in the head. That's tapped in there. I mean, maybe this is too long. I don't know. We'll see how this... I'm going to try to pull it out exactly like it is and see how it goes into the cylinder. Conclusion is, I think this pin is good. I mean, there's room for it on either end, but I think it's long enough so that it does its job of not leaking. Also, this is a better way to get the rings in the cylinder. So another observation is this has a smaller bolt as compared to this one has the large one. You can see the difference. Okay, we're this far. We got the little pin in there and stuff like that. We're ready to put on this advance device, and it's always been kind of a mystery to me because you can switch it 180 degrees in the other direction. Now I've always noticed that there's been this line here, and I've never heard anybody really explain that, but that might mean a lot. If you look at the line here where my finger is, the notch is about, like 4 o'clock off from it. Let's say it's about down here. No, I'm sorry. It's about 8 o'clock. So before 12 over here. So if anybody can explain that to me, that'd be great. And here's the points plate I'm using for this bike this time. It says, I don't know if you can see that, it says 7C CS90 with a little Asian looking symbol. And nothing on the back. That's the one I have been using like all along. This is another one I got that says CB93 on it. Huh. And one last one that I have. I may have others, but this is one that says, looks like C65. Let me clean that off a little bit. No, I was wrong. It says CS90 on it.